I got a man though, man. I said, I don't really think I need therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I'm going through something or something is happening within myself that I'm battling, I'm struggling with, man, this dude know it. It's nothing that I don't go through.
So
I talk to this man about.
So let's go ahead and go through my story, and then we'll go through the mental construct.
Let's go with it. Okay.
So in this life that I was in, you know, the square life, I got hit in my back. Okay. This bullet or whatever traveled so far into me that it destroyed my spinal cord. And we're not going to go into the rest of it, but we're going to give you just the basics.
Yeah.
I was told that I would never walk again.
Hey, you know the greatest conversation you can have on this planet, besides getting a bag of money, is talking this male-female relationship. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, well, tonight, man, we gonna touch on that a little bit, man. I got my partner, man, in the house, man, my real partner. You know what I'm talking about? Day one, A1, you know what I'm talking about, man? Hey, man, we been friends, man, since 1989, 90, you know what I'm talking about, man? This is a special interview. We're gonna jump on different type of topics, different type of subjects. You know, we're gonna talk about some, you know, male-female relationships, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let my man get his story out there too. That I think is very inspiring, man. This boy is very motivational. You know, he's been the back of the scenes guy, you know what I'm talking about? You know, this is episode what? We on 13, 14, something like that?
This is 14.
Yeah, so we're on episode 14, man. My man is normally behind the scenes, man, but you know, I felt as though, and he felt as though, as a team, we looked at it like, man, you know, we need to bring him on and, you know what I'm saying, tell his thing, man, and that's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's very mind-blowing. It's very motivational. It'll lift your spirits, you know what I'm talking about? If you ever down, this boy gonna bring you up. You know what I'm talking about? When I was in my darkest moments and my darkest of days, this boy then came through, man, and lifted me up, man. You know what I'm saying? And to hear him come and give me some motivation, man, I knew it came from a spot and a place that was genuine love. It was genuine respect. You know what I'm talking about, man? And yeah, we're gonna go into it a little bit tonight, man. So hopefully y'all enjoy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the theme. Podcast. Yeah.
Hey.
What up, homie, man? What's going down with it, man? Yeah. Man,
Hey.
boy,
Hey.
you know what it is, man. What's happening, baby?
Man. Hey. This boy came with an idea. We both came with an idea, and we made this a part of the thing. You know, like you said, you know, I'm the person in the background. You know what I mean? When we talk about cash money, you might want to think of me as Slim. You dig? You know what I'm saying? But,
That's right.
You know, it's just a part of the thing. Like,
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? But, you know, just to, you know, make the story a little bit shorter, you know, and I ain't going to tell my whole story or whatever because we'll get into that on later episodes. But in 2018, I had a traumatic accident. You know, it wasn't any of my fault at all. And before I even get to it, you know, people always ask me like, you know, what were you doing? How were you doing it? You know what I mean? And for me, that's always offensive. Because of the age that I am in my life. Like, you know what I mean? I can understand, man, you know what I'm saying? That
and what you was doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if I was a 20-year-old or even a 30-year-old, but, you know, I was in my 40s or whatever, whenever this traumatic thing happened to me in my life. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, going back to 2018, you know, I had a night job. You know what I mean? I was working at a hospital, and you know, it was like 3 to 11. You know, so 3 to 11 to me was, you know, I could get out and go kick it because 11 was the time that I went out.
Right.
And you know,
and you was a single man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so, you know, my job was right down the street from my house, so you know, I could get in the shower, I already have my clothes together, whatever the case is, man, and I can go out and do what I needed to do as a single man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, this particular night, I had one of my cousins, you know, he was like, hey, man, every time I come to the city, I never see you.
Right.
And I'm just like, bro, like, you know what I mean? And no disrespect to anything, but, you know, I was tired of going to, like, the clubs and everything where I had to, you know what I'm saying, run or whatever the case is when, you know, the night was over because somebody was shooting or whatever. You know what I mean? I wanted to go have a drink. And then I wanted to go home. You know what I mean?
Laugh and giggle, have a good time.
You know, but, you know, we had discussed that or whatever, and we was going to go to another spot downtown. But then we went to another particular spot, you know what I mean, that, you know, the drinks were good and everything like that or whatever the case is. You know, I wasn't tripping. So, you know, I fell into it.
On the east.
Yeah, so I fell into the spot or whatever the case is. And, you know, for whatever reason, you know, and I still don't know to this day. Let's put this out there. Like, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, you know what I mean? Somebody didn't like what I was doing or how I was doing it with my people or whatever the case was. You know what I mean? So, anyway, we went to another spot, you know what I mean, to get some food and everything like that, you know. I had bought, like, you know, a big enough platter or whatever for my family that was with me at the time, you know what I mean?
Everybody enjoying it.
Yeah, because I had my brother with me. Yeah. I had, you know what I'm saying, my girl cousin and, you know what I'm saying, her brother with me. You know what I mean? So
I'll stand up individuals.
Man, all people that I love, man, and nobody respect.
And nobody on no goofy shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To this day that I respect. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, you know, after that, you know, we were going to my cousin's mother's house and we, you know what I'm saying, were on the highway. And then out of nowhere, somebody started shooting.
On the highway.
On
one of the major highways here in Oklahoma City. Man. You know, which is I-35. You know what I'm saying? Anybody from the city, you know, understand how busy that highway be, you know, day or night. You know what I mean? That's a busy and high traffic, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be bold to do something goofy like that with people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Man.
Laughing and giggling. Went from laughing and giggling to...
Man. Like, it went from laughing and giggling to the craziest thing that I have ever experienced in my life.
Right.
So, you know, before we start talking about anything, you know, I just kind of want to give everybody my background.
That's
you know
what I mean? That's right.
So, you know, during this point and stage or whatever in my life, like, you know, I was at a hospital, you know, I'm going to work every day. Like, I'm not doing, I'm not intervening. I'm not doing anything to anybody. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not in the streets or anything because I don't have time for that.
We civilians.
Man, and then
those days for us has been long gone, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, like, I respect everybody for whatever point in life that they are in. Yeah. But for me,
because we from it, we know it, we understand it. Yeah. Like, we always respect the gangsters, the thugs, like the jackers, the killers. Yeah, we respect all of them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and I don't mean to overtalk you. I didn't mean to overtalk you, but I think it gets misunderstood because even though that you still may be from a certain type of a neighborhood, no matter, it's like people in our community don't let you age out. Mm-hmm. Like, man, we aged out and we gamed out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, people done change their lives and doing other things, and you're not active. You ain't did nothing to nobody. You ain't out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, down somebody on any type of level. You know what I mean? Right. You just out having a good time. We always go out for, and just we always be out to have a good time. Right. You know what I'm saying? We don't be out tripping with nobody and looking to, you know what I mean? Like we don't do that. That ain't nothing that I've ever been cut from, man. And I just want to preface that, and then let me go back and preface this just a little bit. I'm gonna let you continue. I'm gonna let you continue. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you continue your story because we kind of went right into it. Yeah, right. But my man, he's what he's talking about. He's going into his story, and I think it's a story that needs to be heard. I think it's a story that needs to be felt, and it's something not only for like normal civilian guys. Man, we're talking to the streets too. We got dudes from the street to listen to this podcast every time we put this thing out. It's a relationship podcast, but this episode is a little bit different because we're talking about me and my partner's relationship, and we're talking about our relationships in regards to, and in relation to how things just really work, But when you're dealing with people that are civilians, and whether you out here, you on pills, you shooting up, I don't know, because, people be on all type of things out here. And I just feel as though that things ain't, when you deal with people that do goofy things that happen to y'all that night, man, they minds be so gone that the understanding of what they really doing is out the way. And they may be even with other people that they influencing that don't know what's going on, man. Right. So yeah. So man, this is just a story, man, that my partner Trey is talking about, man. It's so spiritual. It's so motivational that I just felt as though it needed to be out there, and that's what we talking about, man. So continue with the story, bro. My bad.
No. It's all good or whatever, because people need to understand it and be on some type of clarity about the thing. Right. But again, it's just a part of the thing. Right. We had came from a particular spot, and we were on the highway, and you always hear about drive-bys and different things where you sitting at home. Right. But imagine having a drive-by while you on the highway. Like, amazing. It was the craziest thing that I had ever experienced. And I'm not one to experience gang banging and shooting and all that old stuff. Right. Like, that's beyond me, especially at this age. Right. You know what I mean? So when it happened, I was surprised. Now, in the state of Oklahoma, we come from a state where we can open carry. Right. So everybody got a gun. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
and you had your heat on you that night.
You're right. And so this is what I'm saying. Like,
you licensed and you
licensed to carry at the time.
You had everything that you need to have.
I'm licensed to carry at the time.
You had everything you need to have in place to be an abiding citizen.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Of state laws.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Right.
Because I always do. Right. But here's the thing about every victim. Mm-hmm. Are never ready for the predator.
Right. That's crazy.
Ever. Yeah. Like, if you look at any case in Oklahoma, or you look at any case around everywhere, the victim is never going to be ready. Right. So even though you got your protection and everything, and you think you're going to do this and you think you're going to do that, that's like crazy. You always going to be caught off guard. Mm-hmm. So how protected are you? Right. It's just a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, even, me having that, when it happened, it was impossible for me to go grab it because I was concerned about my loved ones
and everybody else, and
the car,
and you moving a car. Yeah, you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
How do your mind? How does? Yeah. You know, what I mean, you gotta almost be like in a. That's like a military mindset. Like you,
real shit.
Like if you ain't in a military mindset, you ain't in war and in battle.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna be ready for the shit like that. You're not ready for
the shit.
Like it's impossible. Who ready for that?
No.
Especially when, like I said, we talk about normal people. Yeah. I want everybody out there to understand. We talking about normal people. Nobody in this car is a gangbanger. Nobody in this car is having any funk. Nobody has not even did anything close to even stepping on somebody's shoe. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I think that needs to be understood. You know what I'm saying? Even though that you ready, you got some heat.
Right.
You know right. Well, you got some artillery over there.
Yeah, we're not talking about little 22s or nothing like that. Like, no. I got some of that. Yeah, like
you got that. You got that.
Like, if you want to come talk to me or whatever, we can talk. You can be 30 deep. You can whatever you want to be. Like, but anyway.
Yeah. The boy got that, man, for real. But but when you still not, when you're in a state of mind, or family, friends, we having fun, we kicking it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And just danger is not on your mind. Because like I said, you ain't got into it with nobody because y'all didn't get into it with nobody all night.
No,
everybody was nice. Y'all was just kicking it with family. Man. Y'all wasn't even talking to no girls.
None of that.
It wasn't even none of that. It wasn't about talking to your girl or nothing.
We wasn't macking. I wasn't talking to somebody else's woman.
Because sometimes we go out like that. We just be with family. We just kicking it. Like you ain't really on none of that. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I think that's just one of the most tragic things with this situation, particular. Of course, we know across the country this happens, but I want to focus on your thing tonight. So when you started hearing them gunshots, bro, on I-35, what was your first thoughts, bro?
Man, to be honest, I'm gonna just go through the scenario. So we get on I-35 and I see the headlights of a car rev up, so when you see that at night and, I had a 19 and I still have it, have a 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo. Like, to this day, I don't know if it was a case of mistaken identity or whatever the case is, but I'm like, oh, somebody want to race. Like, we not even on that energy. Like, I'm sitting laughing and giggling with my people.
And you following your other people, right?
Man, yeah.
Your other people was in front of y'all.
Yeah, right? Because my people or whatever was here from California.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, he said that I hadn't seen you. You know what I mean? So I was going out to, kick it with him, you know what I'm saying? Just doing some family stuff.
Right.
And then we ended up in Dum Dum Land. I'm just call it that.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
So let's go back to the story.
Right.
So we coming down I-35 and all of a sudden I see some lights rev up. Right. And like I say, I'm thinking that they trying to race me. So I'm like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Or, it's some weirdos just acting weird. But never in my life did I think that somebody was going to be shooting at me. Like, I could understand, like, if I was gang banging, shooting at somebody's house and everything like that.
Yeah, causing mayhem in the city.
Yeah, because the craziest thing is whenever I tell my story, everybody is always like, what are you doing?
Right.
What was you doing? Like, man, why can't I just be a person on the strength of I wasn't doing anything but going to work every day? Like,
that's it.
I'm a homeowner. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. My cars, they all mine.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I ain't asking nobody for nothing.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so what am I doing wrong?
And you're not involved in any type of illegal activities. Nobody in their car is involved in any illegal activities.
Nobody in the car. My baby
banging, none of
that. Everybody got jobs. Everybody's out here. They're functioning human beings. Yeah. And I'm not saying that in any disrespectful way to anybody else, but they got a job. They got their own house. They doing their own thing.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like they say, birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm with family. Anyway, back to the story. So we on the highway doing 65 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I start seeing some shooting before I heard,
So what did you see? You seen fire?
Yeah, I seen fire. You know, and so when I seen fire, I told my loved ones to get down. Yeah, because I'm trying to protect them. Yeah, it's natural for me.
Yeah, because you. Like, that's just the guy you are.
Yeah, if anybody know me, and anybody know my history in school, they know that I've always protected my loved ones.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hands down. That's just who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, in doing that, I protect them before I protect myself. That's like, you know what I mean? So, y'all get down. The first shot went to my little brother. Like, you know what I mean? My heart, my love. Like, you know, before anything, I know him before I know anybody else.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hands down. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so the bullet or whatever went off the trunk of my car and went into the earth and spurred his life.
Right.
Because Lord knows where I would be. Insane without that.
Well,
like, you know what I'm saying?
You and me both. That's my little brother too.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like just put that out there. Like, you know, I've been knowing this boy, man, since 12 and 13. I know we probably said that, but you know what I'm saying? That's how far we go back. But anyway, back to the story. My man put 9 in my car and 1 in my back.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, the first shot, I said, get down. Everybody got down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then all the rest of the bullets went in my car. And then, you know, we got the windows down and everything.
Right.
So the one that was through the window was the one that went in my back. But my car, and the reason why I keep it is because it took everything for me. Yeah. Because if I was in anything fiberglass or anything there, it would have killed everybody in the car.
It would have killed everybody.
We're talking about 9 shots,
bro.
Like, and here's the deal. Like, nobody really understands, like, being hit. Like, a lot of people or whatever, being like gun battles or whatever, like, oh shit, they hit the car.
Right.
But what about the ones that's being hit? Anyway.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how far you want to keep going into it, but I mean, we can, you know, it's definitely all in because we've definitely talked about these, this situation, in great detail, you know, but to get hit by a bullet, bro, like where does your mentality go driving a vehicle on a major highway that everybody in the United States know about? Like, where does your mind immediately go to?
Man, you know, I think for me, like, family is different, and that's just for me.
Yeah,
like, I love mine, so immediately I don't matter.
Even if you feel like you were hit by a bullet,
even though I felt like I was hit by a bullet.
Yeah,
like. A lot of people will never see the true heart of me because they don't understand me. But even in the midst of being in death, like, I didn't care nothing about me. You know what I mean? And so in saying that, and I'm gonna share the experience with everybody on what it feels like. Okay? And it might not feel this way for everybody else.
So you're talking about, so you're going to go into the mental, or so you're talking about mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, talk about it.
You know, because at the end of the day, we have to also realize that we are nothing but mentally and physically, emotional energy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Yeah. You know, every thought, every vibration is nothing but energy. If you break down every molecule of your body, they call it atom. A lot of people or whatever heard this word in the Bible and they think that they talking about a physical soul or something else, but we'll get into that later. But when you break down these words and you talk about them and you call them atom, what about the protons and neutrons of your whole body that we call atoms? So, in saying that, you speak your truth to every atom in your body. So when you say that I can't, or you say that I will, you tell every atom in your body those things.
Right.
So that's why they tell you, even in your Bibles, even in your religious speakings, that you have to be mindful of the things that you say.
Right.
Because even we know with everybody, shit, words cut. Shit.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
If you look at anything, shit, words make or break anybody.
True.
Hell, without a license or whatever that has those words on it, shit, could you be able to drive? I know some people do. I know they do. But at the end of the day, is it legal? Because at the end of the day, shit, it's going to cost you less if you go ahead and pay that little fee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you get yourself in that trouble, you be on those ooh gods. Like, ooh God, I wish I would have.
You be looking at you be praying to every God that's out there. You go and pray to Jesus.
Yeah.
Allah.
Yeah.
What's some other ones out there? I don't know that you'll pray to everybody. Get me out of this.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in trouble, man.
That's just a construct of mind. And then, you know, we all need to feed in to the collective mind. So, and that's religion. The collective mind is religion because that's where we all find our energy. But anyway.
Well, no, I like that. I like what you say, my nigga, man, because, you know, we have so much. The high levels of conversations that we have, man, I brag about. You know, I work in a field where I'm surrounded around therapists and very, like, you know, very educational type people. I'm like, man, I got a man though, man. I said, I don't really think I need therapy. Mm-hmm. Anytime I'm going through something or something is happening within myself that I'm battling, I'm struggling with, man, this dude know it. It's none that I don't go through. So I talk to this man about.
So let's go ahead and go through my story, and then we'll go through the mental construct.
Let's go with it. Okay.
So in this life that I was in, you know, the square life, I got hit in my back. Okay. This bullet or whatever traveled so far into me that it destroyed my spinal cord. And we're not going to go into the rest of it, but we're going to give you just the basics.
Yeah.
I was told that I would never walk again.
I was there.
Ever in life. Yeah. This dude was there every day. Like, bringing me food or whatever, like, allowing me to see what life was still, you know what I mean, how it was still. Like, you know what I mean, if that makes sense to anybody. You know, I had a lot of different other, you know, family in my life, you know, especially, you know, my cousin Melvin. Like, you know what I mean?
That's my
cousin Melvin,
that's
and this dude was there every day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The people that I needed. And God knows. Let's talk about this. My mother. Of course, she was there every single day. That's without to be said. And you know, Cherie, you know, my brother, like, you know, some of the people that was with me during the shit, they was there every day.
Surrounded by nothing but love, man.
So in saying that, and some of the things that I talk about, like, I started to understand mine because I was told I would never walk again.
Right.
I can go back.
So we fast forwarding through some things, and we ain't gonna talk about some of those, the details, and that's probably that's probably fitting.
Right.
So now fast forward. Now, boom, you going through these days, bro.
Right.
And you the motivational king, bro. Like I said, if I'm going through anything, if anything is happening to me that I feel like I'm mentally struggling with, I'm going to bring to this man. This man has literally brought me up out of the depths of the deepest dirt that you could ever find. I'm talking about myself personally. I don't know about nobody else, but I know how he talks and he ministers, you know what I'm saying, to other people. You know what I'm saying? It's close to us. I've witnessed it. I've seen it. And we talk about it constantly. You know what I mean? And for him to see a man like this that was down, bro, when you was in that bed, when they told you stuff like that, like what kept you motivated to say, I'm gonna defeat these odds that this man came in here talking to me about, and it was so just matter of fact how he said it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the coldest thing of all, and the thing that kept me grounded was the teachings that I got from my father. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
shout out to Jimmy Hines.
Yeah, man. Hey, if anybody know this dude,
that's my dude.
This dude did help so many kids, so many people or whatever to overcome so many different things. Like, man, like if you know, you know.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know how this guy is, man.
Shout out to Jimmy Hines.
Yeah, man.
He up on this wall.
Man.
Yeah,
so exactly, man. We all a pony family.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? That was the main thing, man, that kept me grounded. You know what I mean?
That's my man.
Like my guy, whatever. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, more than anything, it was the teachings that, you know what I'm saying, he gave. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I can remember, like, you know, days when I got weak or I got tired or whatever the case is and stuff that they would bring in videos and show me of realities of living in a wheelchair.
Right.
Man, I understand that, you know what I'm saying, there are people out there that do and everything like that. And let's not get it mistaken. I still do to a certain point.
Right.
But man, it just couldn't be reality of life for me. So in saying that, you know, we just gonna go on what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? That's my story. However, you know, this is gonna be another podcast on my mentality and what I gained from that story. Right. You know, because when they tell you you're not gonna be able to walk again, what else do you do with your life?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What else? Like, people take it for granted to even get up and walk and go to work. Right. Or let's even go even smaller than that. Even to get up and go to the bathroom.
Right.
What about when you look at your legs or whatever and they don't work? Like the whole,
they ain't talking back to you.
Like
that's crazy.
Like from here down, nothing worked. So I couldn't control anything.
So okay, so let's give people a little bit more context about what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So when you was shot, my nigga, you lost feeling from where? You didn't have no feeling from where?
From here down.
See, I don't think the average person can understand that.
Nah.
Like,
okay.
No, I don't think a normal functioning person can truly understand and hone into what that exists of. And we talking about, man, like, and my man, I mean, you can look at him, man, he an athletic guy, man. This dude, man, Trey Hines was one of the most athletic dudes from the east side. This dude could jump. This dude could jump over cars.
Hey, I jumped over a 1987 Maxima. Yeah. You know how motherfuckers be jumping over hurdles? Nigga, I hurdled this motherfucking shit. Didn't touch the bitch.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Excuse my language.
No.
But Lord behold, didn't touch the bitch. You know what I mean?
Man, we talking about
didn't touch it. Like,
and I think that's what's so crazy. People don't understand. We talking about somebody who's like supremely athletic.
Yeah.
Fast.
Man.
Could do really anything athletically that you could think about in your mind.
You know how you talk about one of them hidden gems?
Yeah.
Shit, man. If I would have had the right people to really polish me, shit, I really could have been something.
But no,
else.
you was kind of hard-headed too, though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. But I mean, that's what I'm polished like, and that's what I mean about me. You know,
and my personality. Everybody knew. You know how athletic you was.
But you know, You was
one of them hard-headed athletic niggas. Like, nigga, I just don't want to.
And
but I can do it. I know I can go do it.
But here's the deal: could nobody tell me anything?
Right, and then could nobody tell you that because you was just that athletic of it, and you was that special of a dude.
I know. But then at the end of the day, every diamond is hard as rock.
Right.
We have to remove those layers to show how beautiful it really is.
That's right.
Like, so with everybody and everything, there's a diamond behind it.
Right.
We have to find the tool.
Right.
To polish.
What's the conduit?
Yeah. We have to find the tool to polish it anyway. So, from, you know, me going through my thing, all I had was my mind. So I understand and focused on different things like OG and E, OG and whatever the
ONG.
the ONG, that one. You know what I mean? The water company, all that. Like,
cause you still had real bills.
I still had that.
Yeah, you still alive. You still living. You still got to deal with these things,
right.
bro.
But then at the end of the day, when I was fighting
a whole
for
property.
my life, that shit didn't even matter to me.
Right.
Like, I was so ready to be like, fuck that shit.
Right.
And excuse my language. I was so ready to be.
And my man is only saying it because we got a lady in the building, so he's very respectful.
Right. but shit, don't make me. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day,
I'm trying to
like so. I can remember, like, and this is a defense thing for me.
Yeah.
Whenever it happened, like, nobody understands nerve pain, and we gonna talk about it tonight.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
And I wasn't gonna say it because I wasn't gonna go into it, and then we gonna go into some other shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know about it, but shit, go ahead, talk about it.
So
we talk about all this stuff, man.
With nerve pain, from here down, I was on fire.
Yeah.
So nothing could touch me.
Yeah.
Like a sheet or anything like that would burn me.
Yeah.
So to keep everything off me, because this was the only defense that I had, was my arms. Right. The only defense that I had. Yeah. I would put this up and everything else would burn. Yeah. Only thing that I could keep from burning is my chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this was the thing that we kept. So, man, like, I can go back to those days and nobody will ever know.
Nah, they don't.
No, they
don't.
Like it's like using your muscles or stuff to go up a hill. But what about if you climbing that hill and your muscles don't work anymore? Like, the coldest thing about life is expecting something that doesn't really happen.
Exists, yeah.
No. That doesn't really happen.
Okay, I see what
you're saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I say that, this is what I mean. Imagine waking up and thinking, I can go to the bathroom. You expect.
That's your mindset.
Yeah. You expect that every day that you wake up, I can get up, I can go to the bathroom, and I can brush my teeth.
Right.
Imagine, and this is hard for anybody to imagine, because I had to imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine not being able to get up and having somebody get up for you. When I say not being able to get up, I mean not being able to get up and go to the bathroom on your own.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a grown man.
And you young, too.
And I'm a young man.
This happened when you was a young man.
A young man.
We ain't talking about nobody in their 70s, 80s, and 90s or 100. You know what I mean? We're talking about a young, virile. That's why I was trying to put it in perspective. Like, you got to understand, this is somebody who is extremely athletic. Like, a dude that could have really did anything on any athletic spectrum that you could think of. And for a tragic situation to happen like this. So so when you said, you know, and I lived it with you. I understand.
Every day. This dude was there every day.
I understand, man. And it's crazy, man. And it's, you know.
Man, but you know, the craziest thing too, and you know, not only, you know, are we bonded by, you know, youth or whatever the case is, but he also went through a tragic accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he broke his neck. And, you know, I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, and I was there for him every day. Like, absolutely. You know what I mean? So, you know, like my mother always said.
But when you talk about that nerve pain, I know what you're talking about, man. Because I was, you know, I went through my little situation, you know what I'm saying? I was in the hospital. I was in the ICU. You know, I had that thing full. Of course, you was there. Right. And people would come and they would just want to, you know, like put their hand on me and like, man, that like it's you might as well lit your hand of fire and touch that person.
Yeah, that's
when they going through that nerve pain. Like. When you break your neck, you deal with that real nerve issue, man. It's something. But I wasn't trying to highlight my thing. My story is my story. Your thing is a lot more.
Everything is connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I want to give light to that. You know what I mean? Because I'm giving a connection and where we at. Right. Because, this relationship.
And what's funny?
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Not to cut you off. But what's funny is, man, I went to church today, man, and the preacher was talking about connection.
Yeah.
And they was talking about these connections that happen, with people and with human beings, man, and the things that bring us together, man. So I think that's crazy you said that.
Yeah.
That word, because that was the whole thing. It was about connection.
Yeah.
And then the connection too, because now let's go. Now we're gonna.
Okay.
We don't. I don't want to. I'm gonna shift a little bit. I'm gonna shift a little bit.
Hey, we're gonna
talk about relationships,
we're gonna
right?
let the universe,
because it's relationships.
To go through what
because my man said something that was cold about connections and relationships, and that's that. Sometimes you have to be so connected with a situation to be disconnected with it.
Oh yeah.
So the great Jay-Z said like this. The best way to see someone is don't even look at them at all. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to,
I mean, but then
because I think about some weird motherfuckers I deal with.
I know.
So I'm sorry, like I said, I get
but for me, like there's never any bad experience, and this is just something that I preach.
Right.
There's never any bad experience. There's only the lesson. Yeah. Now, if you keep going through the lesson, that's on you. And I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's only you. Mm-hmm. There's nothing bad. There's the good and there's the lesson. I think in so many facets of life that people get wrapped up in what? The lesson. And they're not learning for the lesson. So when you learn from the lesson, then you go on from the lesson. But if you're not learning, then guess what? You got to continue going through it. And those are the things of life that people don't understand. So then you start going into depression and different things like that. Yeah. So let's talk about depression. And let's talk about any other state of mind.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
We are creatures of repetition. And that's kind of like why I wanted to go through and give everybody my story first before we start talking about these things.
And we ain't really just delved into we
right. That was just yeah. But
I think we gave the meat and potatoes.
Right,
but yeah,
right. Yeah. But what I want to say is that I had no legs. I had nothing to deal with but myself.
Right.
Okay. So in saying that, self is nothing but mind. Self is nothing but energy. Okay. Again, when I talked about earlier, whatever, Adam, like you are only nothing but Adam. Right. So what you tell yourself is what you become. If a man tells himself that he's not going to be anything, or if a man tells himself he is going to be anything, he's telling his Adam what he or she is going to be.
Real.
So let's go into another construct of life. How they talk about the male is the head of the household. Okay?
Let's talk about it.
And we're gonna go into anything, and anybody can talk about or think anything, but I'm just gonna give you my perspective.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. That's what this thing is for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So when we start talking about mind, okay, and we start looking inside of the Bible, and we start talking about different other religions, it's actually talking about mind. So imagine if the construct of the male and the female was nothing but mind. Imagine if that mind or the female aspect of taking care of one another was only the subconscious. Now, imagine what the subconscious does. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about your heartbeat.
Right.
You don't have to worry about your lungs pumping air or anything like that. You know what I mean? Right. Because guess what? She takes care of you. And then I'm going to go into this. Sometimes niggas can be bitches too. And vice versa.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Oh, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? So we both play the constructs of everyone's life, whether we want to admit it or not.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's the cold part.
Because
you just said something. That's the cold part.
Yeah, because we all hold both constructs. Now, I'm going to give you why one seems to be dominant over the other.
Why you think that? I want to hear that.
Because
let the people know.
Because you got a dick and she may have a pussy. So then we identify ourselves with those different constructs, but don't understand that we all have the exact same experience.
Interesting.
And
you know that's when I like I said, I don't want to. I just want to add clarity to this conversation because this is a conversation we have all the time. And we and me and you, I don't want to say we got into it like a disagreement because we was talking about. Because we do that sometimes. This is my partner.
Yeah,
we get a disagreement.
12, 13, man. I mean, how can we not?
Yeah, so, but we talked about the exact thing because we was talking about like, do women or men deal with heartbreak the same?
Right.
We was having that conversation. Right. So you bringing that, so you giving me more information.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You giving me more light to a situation because I came into it very one-sided.
Right.
And I want to tell anybody this, man. And, you know, and I talk to ladies. I talk to my partners. Man, my mind can be changed in a conversation because sometimes I get one-sided because I'm just looking at my experience. I get bitter and all that thing about something that I've been through. But when somebody can open up my mind to a situation in regards to what we talking to about what I may be experiencing, and to give me another side of it that makes nothing but sense. I got to say, you know what, Mikey? You know what I'm saying? Hey, the truth is the truth. And this man did, but you did that for me. But you do it to me. You do it for me all the time, though. So, you know, we talk all the time and shit.
So my whole thing is this. Like, there are 16 different personalities that exist on Earth.
I was just talking to a girl about this last night at dinner.
Yeah. And there is no construct, and I'm gonna use that term, construct, as male and female into where it needs to be or where it has to go. So in saying that, what I'm saying is these 16 personalities come in male and female. So here's the part that everybody gets fucked up. You haven't experienced all 16.
Right.
So
in life, we might have only experienced 3 or 4.
3 or 4. So then what do you think? You think that, oh shit, everybody is this. Everybody is that. And then when you come in contact with somebody that's something other than what you know, what do you say?
Scary.
It's weird.
It's scary.
It is.
Man, hey Trey, I was on a date last night. I told this girl, like, she was telling me things I never heard. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, this girl literally scared me.
Yeah.
But we talked about, because I just said it a minute ago, we talked about, I said, man, me and my partner put me on this 16 personality thing. And I was like, man, it just blew my mind.
Let me just stop you right there. The thing that blows everybody's mind is everything that's always new. Okay? We are creatures of what? Repetition. Look at the things that you do. And this is only coming from me recognizing my mind without my legs.
Right.
We are creatures of repetition.
Right.
What do you do every day with your mouth? You brush your teeth. You brush your hair. You get on clothes. Some people do, or some people don't do anything, but that is still repetition. No. So when you understand that your mind is nothing but repetition, like even when you're on a job and you do something every day, look at a job. Right. A job is built for you to do something every day.
True.
Whether it's answering the phone,
True.
whether it's typing in a
True.
phone number, a name, or whatever it is, it's built for you to do something every single day.
Right.
So when you understand that, and again, let's go back to I had nothing but my mind. When you understand that and you understand repetition, you start to understand what depression is. Depression is nothing but the repetition of mind. Depression is nothing but what you keep telling yourself every single day. Let's break it down even further.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you want to whoop somebody's ass, what do you say? Oh, this motherfucker. Oh, this motherfucker. Oh, this motherfucker. Oh, this motherfucker. And we're talking about in your mind. We're not talking about anywhere else because that's the only place you really exist. Fuck all of that, what she think, what they think. Only thing that really matters is your mind. Because guess what? Your mind cares what she thinks, what he thinks, and everything else. If you not confident in your own mind, how can you be confident in yourself? It's impossible.
It's impossible, bro. Yeah,
it's impossible. So all this shit or whatever where you need to be like, hey, I care about everybody else. You have to care about your own mind to even do anything else outside of life. You have to care about self to do anything outside of life. Because if you care about anything else, you will drain yourself. You see how that rhymes?
Ain't that something?
Hey, you will drain yourself. Man, listen here.
We're on a miss.
So... oh, damn! Listen,
man. Hey, but you know what? But you know what though? I think, man. I think it's no better way to wrap this thing up, man. You know,
we've been going for damn near an hour.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and we can keep going, and we gonna keep going,
man. But this is conversation that we have
every day
on the regular because you know what? Steel sharpens steel,
right?
Like you know what I mean? Right. And at the end of the day, we still accepting interviews. If you want to come on this podcast, if you want to do anything, man, get at me or him. Like, you know what I mean? What's your closing line? Let's get that out there, brother.
Well, I mean,
because we at the end of the show, my boy.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and run that thing, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? And shoot, you know what I mean? You know, of course, my thing is what it is, you know. It's designed by Mike.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I got some hot boys, man, you know what I'm talking about? That want to deal with your boy, man. You know, I just talked to last night, man, and I may secure a thing, man, with 3 of the hottest DJs, you know I'm talking about, in the town. You know, I'm going to get them boys dressed. I'm going to get them fly, man. Put that thing on for them. You know what I'm talking about, man. Hey, we got some hot boys coming through, man. You know what I mean? We ain't going to just put it out there yet. We got some hot boys, you know what I'm talking about, man, that we're going to bring out, man. Them boys, man, you know. Yeah, they're going to turn this thing up, man. We're going to turn it up with them, you know what I mean? So it's a young boy, man, I really deal with, man. And so, yeah, we're going to bring these people on, man. And, yeah, but I mean, that's my thing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got my cousins. I'm the best man of my cousins, you know what I'm talking about? Wedding is coming up December the 2nd, man. I'm getting everybody fly, man.
Yeah.
Hey, for that thing, you know what I'm talking about, man? All the groomsmen. You know what I'm talking about? The boy, I'm gonna put them together a 1-on-1, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I got some fabric sitting over off camera, man. I just showed him. He like, hey, man, I don't even care, cuz. Do what you do.
Yeah.
I trust you. I said, okay, man, don't even worry about it, man.
They call it talents and abilities.
Yeah, so we're going to put it all together. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know, we got Big Bro walking through the motherfucking the back of the scene, you know what I'm talking about, doing this thing. This nut ass.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Love love that
what's his shit? Own something.
Love him to death. Love him to death. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Hey,
shout out to all the players out there, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? Shout out to all the players. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you this. If we don't get any views, guess what it's gonna be? It's gonna be the Mikey and Trey show. Man, you know what I mean? So wherever it is and however we do, wherever we need to be, we'll come see you. You dig?
But man, it was definitely a pleasure, man. You know what I'm saying? Bringing my homie on, man. From off the camera to on the camera.
Y'all don't even know me.
You know what I'm talking about?
But here I am.
But it's all love, man. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all
Man, it was a blessing to have my partner on tonight, man. And you know, a lot of times, or off times, man, we look at, and I learned this from just playing ball. Like in a locker room setting, we got everything we need right here. We don't never need to really reach out to nothing. We got everything. We got everything we need right here. So if we reach out to you, and if you want to come on or you don't want to, that don't have anything to do with us. The thing for us though is we got everything we need in the house, man.
Hey, let me just pause right quick, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, bro.
And in life, guess what? Mm-hmm. You got everything you need. In every single body that walks on the planet Earth, you don't need anybody else but self. You don't need all these other different things that you think you need. Beautiful. Like everybody else is getting their money. Everybody else is doing the things that they need to do to get to where they need to be. But this podcast right here, you know what I mean? We gonna come to this shit like Jesus. This podcast right here is what is your talents and abilities. That's what we need to focus on, because when we focus on those talents and abilities, then we start to get to where everybody else is. Nobody in history has ever got to anywhere that they can be without being who they should be. Amen. So be who you should be. All you can be is you. Like so many times in so many different relationships in life, we want to be somebody else. I see something, because guess what? In life, as a human, all we gonna do is compare our shit to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like you look at somebody else and you think about this, like, oh shit, this is where I need to be. This is how I need to do it because they doing that. It's all about you.
Yeah.
Focus on you. And I'm out.
Hey man, it's just a part of the thing. Podcast. You know what I'm talking about?
We gonna be back. Either book us or we gonna be back.